Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today for this webinar. I am so excited to share with you all the tricks of the trade to get you guys to populate and make this a banner year in 2023. So what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about best practices. We're going to talk about the best approach to achieve population and business, inbound marketing, all the questions and things that everyone's interested in to make this a banner year. So first off, I want to start with introducing myself. So my name is Lisa Michaels. I am the Business Development Director for Contractor Marketing Agency. We specialize in helping contractors of all types show up and populate online with their digital marketing tools. I have over 20 years of experience in marketing and consulting. I've been on both sides of the aisle. I've been the business looking for help in marketing, and I've been on the marketing side helping businesses market. So I have a unique ability, I think, in translating all the digital jargon, the technical jargon into words that make sense to the business owner. And so if you're wondering, am I in the right place? Is this going to be a valuable use of my time? I want to start out by just kind of sharing a couple problems that we do solve and things that we do address. So you might be wondering how to attract more of the jobs and projects that you want on a consistent basis. We're going to cover that. How to clearly position yourself as the leading home service contractor in your area, and how to constantly keep your name out there without you even having to lift a finger. We're going to cover all of those things, as well as how to set your business up for long-term success. We have folks come on board with us at every level or stage of the business, and the end goal for every business is to perhaps sustainability for long-term success, and that's really what these tools help you do. Do any of these issues sound familiar? You get a lot of calls for smaller jobs instead of larger projects. Your website doesn't reflect the quality of your work and the types of jobs and projects that you want. Your competitors show up when people are searching for your services in your area, but you are nowhere to be found. Or you need to keep your name out there, but you're so busy right now that you don't have time for marketing. So we're going to help you, and the things that we're going to discuss are going to address all of these things. One of my favorite mottos, and I share this with just about every client that we talk to, is that if you don't know where you're going to end up somewhere else. And that's really important when it comes to your marketing. You need to have a message and a goal and a direction so you know if you're making progress or not. So this right here is a slide. The first one is the questions that are blank, and then I'm going to give you a hypothetical on the next slide. But this is really pivotal in embracing the whole purpose in marketing and how much you need to be spending. I have so many clients ask me that question, well, what do I need to be spending on marketing? So this is a surefire method to figure that out. So hypothetically speaking, or in your case, legitimately or really speaking, you need to figure out what you did annual revenue in 22, figure out what your projected revenue you want it to be in 23, and then come up with take it into smaller bites. What's that look like monthly? And then we want to look at what your average transaction value is, how many leads a month you're getting now, sales, what's your close rate, and then your cost per lead. So what this leads per month, really what I should have said is how many leads is it going to take at this price to reach this number? So if I go to the next slide, this is where it kind of fills in the gaps for you. So let's say hypothetically in 2022, you generated $2 million in revenue. And in 23, you want to increase that to $3 million. So that's going to put you at a $250,000 a month revenue that you need. How are we going to get there? So let's say hypothetically your average transaction value is $25,000. And so we know that we're going to need 10 at 25,000 to reach 250,000. How are we going to get there? Well, we also know that your close rate is 25%. So if we know we're closing 25%, you're going to need 40 leads per month at 25% close rate to generate the 10 times the 25 to equal the 250. So your cost per lead is $250. The question of the day is, are you willing to spend $10,000 to generate $250,000? So that's the big question when it comes to marketing, because marketing is an investment, not a cost. So you put X in, you get Y out. Word of mouth and referrals are great, but they're not going to make it possible for you to hit these numbers right here. They're just not, because you can't consistently depend on word of mouth and referrals. They ebb and flow. Now your close rate's higher, but the consistency of them coming in is not there. So this is not just us saying this. So the Small Business Administration recommends that small businesses allocate 7 to 8% of your annual gross revenue to marketing. So with that being said, an example, let's say you have a $1 million annual revenue. Then you need to be spending $70,000 to $80,000 on your marketing budget. 80 to 90% of that needs to be on digital. That's where people are shopping. That's where people are hanging out. The other 10 to 20 needs to be in traditional marketing. That would be vehicle wrapping, printed advertising, direct mail, things of that nature that are a little more traditional. Reasons why contractors fail at their marketing. Well, number one, they fail because they don't have a plan. That is really a big deal. Whether you're doing it yourself or you have someone doing it for you, you truly do need a plan. Lack of clear messaging, lack of marketing expertise, no time to invest, or you're inconsistent. And that is one I really like to address because we see this so frequently. We'll see a business owner be really slow, and so he starts investing a ton of time and energy into marketing, Facebook posting, Facebook advertising. He starts up some Google ads. He's really working hard to generate business, and the business starts to flow in. So he quits because he's doing it himself. So now he's busy dealing with the leads that have come in, so he quits doing the marketing. Once he's gone through all those leads, business slows down again, and he starts that whole cycle back up again. What we're here to do is to show you how to not be in that cycle, but to have a consistent flow of leads so that you can get yourself booked out 6, 8, 12 weeks so that you have some trajectory of some concept of what your income is going to be long term. The other thing we see folks doing is they don't track and measure the things that they are doing. So they don't know what is working and what isn't working. So should they think they need to cut back on something, they don't know what to cut back on because they don't know what's performing. Or they just don't invest the time or money into marketing. So what we're going to talk about is how to invest it. Where's your customer? How do we approach them? Where do you come up with your message? All those different things. We've looked at the problems. Now let's look at what the reality of the situation is. So to reach today's homeowners where they are, a lot of business owners don't realize that only 4% of your target market or your demographic, however you want to word it, is ready to buy right now. The other 96%, they're just becoming aware of a want or a need, or they're aware and they're starting to actually give it some brain power, do a little research, look at what the options are, things like that. What we want to help you and all of our clients do is be omnipresent. So regardless of whether your prospect is in the awareness stage, the consideration stage, or hooray, the decision-making stage, you're there. And you are an option, and you're an option that is, it's very visible to them when they're ready to buy. Where are they going to go to buy? What are they going to do? What's the activity or the common things that humans do? Well, they go to Google. 62.19 billion times a year they go to Google. So you want to make sure that that's where you're hanging out, that's where you can be found. And when you're found, you want to make sure you look good and people want to do business with you. The other part is that you want to pay attention to is that search engine result page. So 90% of shoppers do not go past page 1. So that is a challenge in some areas and not so hard in others to make sure you populate on page 1. So what we use is multiple tools working all at the same time toward the same goal. And how often do people use Google? 84% of people use it 3 times a day. So obviously, Google's the place you want to be. The other place you want to be is social media. So 2.5 hours a day. Oh my goodness, people spend on social networks and messaging. So what we want to do is make sure that while they're hanging out on there, looking at things they want to look at, they are fed ads and information about your business. This is a wonderful awareness tool, social media is. It also makes it possible for you to target some of your demographic. I would guess with the folks that we're talking to today, your target is going to be somewhere in that 30 to 64 range as an ideal customer. You're going to have clients on the front and the back end of that, but your primary is going to be that 30 to 64. So with that being said, that's a very high percentage of folks that are hanging out on social media that you can talk to. And 68% of them are on Facebook. So we make sure we put a tremendous amount of effort into Facebook and then Instagram to make sure that you are seen and people are aware that you exist. And we get into the website. So once they see you and they find out you exist, they're going to want to go check you out. Well, if they see you, they find out you exist, they go check you out, and your website's unattractive, 38% of them are going to leave. They're not going to give you the time of day. 94% are going to base their impression of your business on your web design. 75% are going to judge your credibility by your website, and 40% are going to take off if you don't load fast enough. So with all of these things taken into account, you need to make sure that your website is functioning properly, it's modern, and it's very appealing visually so that your clients are going to hang out and learn more about what you do and give you a shot at the business, the money they're trying to spend. All right, so you need a comprehensive marketing plan. To take all those things into consideration, you need to have a plan so that when you utilize the tools, you're telling the right message. So number one, you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. You want to diversify. So you want to play ball on the social media side, on the website side, on the search engine optimization. You want to work on all of the tools that were given, that are made available to us, so that wherever that person is hanging out, you're going to get their attention. They may become aware of you on social media, and when they go to Google to buy, because they already know who you are, they're going to choose you above a competitor that also populates. You want to reach homeowners at all 3 stages of the buyer's journey. That's what I was just talking about. Studies show that people need an average of 8+ touches before they become a lead. And what that means is you need to be talking to them on social media. You need to be blogging. So when they go to do the research, your information pops up, your know-how, your expertise, and then that you're visible there on Google when they start typing in the things they're going to type in to be ready to buy. So by you being omnipresent in your market, you're going to get those 8+ touches in from multiple different angles and directions and products. So how do we do that? Ta-da! It's called your Done For You Growth Blueprint. This is going to walk you through how to take all that knowledge, all that information that I just kind of buzzed through rather quickly, and actually apply it to benefit your business. What actually happens to make this happen, so to speak. So we have a roadmap. I call this our roadmap. This kind of takes in all the parts and pieces of what I just mentioned and takes you from a symptom of an unclear message, few online leads, inconsistent lead flow, and you're not being found online, to the result after you take all these steps: clear messaging, increased online leads, consistent lead flow, easily found online, repeatable systems, and accelerated growth. Those two are really wonderful because on the back end of all this effort, it becomes really easy to ramp up and level out and maintain that lead flow that sometimes has a delayed reaction when you're just getting started. Once we get it up and running, you're going to have accelerated growth. We're going to have repeatable systems, and it's going to have a continued increase on your online leads. So the steps are buyer persona, core messaging. You got to have a marketing funnel. Then once you get the people, figure out how you're going to fill the funnel, you got to make sure that once you do, you can convert them into actual leads. And then these right here are the tools we're going to use to make you get those leads or help you show up. Online reviews speak to your credibility. People really pay attention to leads, and then we got to measure our results. So let's get started. All right, buyer persona. We help you need to, however you look at this, define your ideal customer and create a profile that helps clearly identify their demographic, their values, their dreams, their goals, their pain points, and their challenges. And I have said for a really long time, if you speak to your A customer, the B's and C's are going to fall into place. They're going to pick up on it and want to do business with you too. But you want to make sure that your message is most appealing to that perfect customer, the one that's got the money, the one that's got the ability, the know-how, and the decision-making wherewithal to do business with you. By taking the time to establish this persona, this profile, and this clear target, your marketing will attract your ideal customer. Very important that we take this step first. Then we got to talk to them. You need to communicate your company's story and to emotionally connect and build trust with your audience. People buy based on emotion. And I'm sure now that I've made that statement, if you think about it yourself, you make decisions to do business with people because you like them, because you feel good about it, because you see the value and you have peace about what it is they're offering. If you interact with someone and you don't like them or they're rude or in any way, shape, or form, they rub you the wrong way, you're not going to do business with them and you're not going to approve of their product. So I think you'll find it's true with you as well that people buy based on emotion. Then we need to craft a clear value proposition so that you stand out from the competition. What do you want to be known for? Who do you want to be? What kind of image do you want online? When people run across your website and then they see you on Facebook, you want to make sure that it's consistent, that your value proposition across all platforms is the same. And then you want to convey your process in an easy to understand manner for your prospects. So if you are let's say you're a remodeler, well, a lot of times the first thing people think is, okay, so how does this work? They've landed on your website or your landing page and they want to know how this works. Well, when they scroll down, it'll be, call us today for an estimate. We usually reply within 24 hours. We come out to your house first. You receive a written estimate. Then we schedule, your process. What's your process? So they know what to expect. Then we look at the marketing funnel. The majority of consumers today do lots of research online before they're ready to reach out to talk about their project. So that's where blogging comes into play, social media awareness comes into play, and we use blogs across so many platforms because content is hugely important to the consumer as well as to Google. A marketing funnel can capture and nurture leads through each stage of the buyer's journey, generating awareness, consideration, and then eventually the decision to do business. So we help you at each of those levels. It's really important here again that you diversify. Conversion-focused website. So I don't know about you guys, but I've run across many websites over the years that were so pretty. They had nice pictures, they had nice content, it was arranged nicely. There wasn't a phone number to be found. I didn't know how to reach out to them. I didn't know what they wanted me to do. I saw them. I thought I wanted to do business with them, but I didn't know how to connect. Well, that's not a very good experience. You do not want your website to function that way. Your website is the hub of your marketing. It needs to be beautiful, but it also needs to truly convey who you are, who you serve, what you do, and why someone should do business with you. And that's really what we focus on when we help folks when we build folks' websites, is to make sure that all of those things are happening through images and content, so that the client has a full understanding of what is happening before them, what business they're looking at. But equally important, your website should be specifically built with clear call to actions and capture leads. So that was the thing I was talking about when I first started this, as far as you got to have a phone number where they can reach you. You need a form that they fill out so that they can connect with you, and they need to be easy to find. People have short attention spans. So what we encourage is that you find a way to create quick call to actions to capture the leads, and that's what we do. All right, so search optimization, so SEO. People hear this word all the time. SEO, 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 but a lot of times people don't know all the pieces that go into SEO. So you want to be found online when people in your area are searching for what it is that you do instead of your competitors. So that's a key point of that, is in your area. So SEO is very geographically driven. And I'm sure each of you have used the phrase, typed in something near me. So Google has built in a geographical tool that helps businesses populate based on where you are. So we spend a great deal of time helping you helping you optimize who you are, where you are, and what you do, so you populate when people are searching you at the local level. Your website and your Google My Business listing should be optimized with the right keywords, and you should build trust and authority, so you can build trust and authority online. That's what I was saying before. We kind of tie it all together, make sure it's consistent in content, imagery, messaging, so that Google sees that you have the most recent relevant content on the subject matter that the customer is looking for. The next step is paid acquisition, and this is the part that generates leads immediately. SEO does take a while, because what you're doing is you're trying to build authority with Google at a organic level. So that takes a little while. So what we do with our clients is we go ahead and start a paid campaign at the same time we start a SEO campaign, because the SEO is going to take a while. The paid will generate the leads on the front end, and within just a few months, we will become a quick investment, not an expense, because those paid acquisitions are generating jobs immediately. So running ad campaigns on Google, Facebook, and Instagram can get you in front of your ideal customer and help generate quick wins right out of the gate. That's our goal. You can build a predictable flow of online leads while also being able to dial it up or down. So this is where I was talking, I alluded to earlier, and once you've reached that lead flow that works really well, or if you see a really heavy rush on your services, you can dial it down a little bit, spend a little less. And then when things level out, you spend a little more, because that spend is what causes you to populate more often or less often, putting you in front of more people or less people. Social engagement. This is where we build relationships online. No matter what age or demographic, your ideal customers are on social media, a majority of whom spend a few hours every day scrolling through Facebook, Instagram, and other social networking sites. This is where social engagement at the posting or organic, for lack of a better word, organic level, or paid level. So the paid level is where you're able to make your ad show up in the feed of people who do not know you yet. Posts content can educate, inform, and engage with your audience so that you're always top of mind. So when you post, you are talking to the people who already know you exist. So a perfect fit here is where we're doing some ads. And in those ads, we're hoping these people will follow you, and then your post will show up to them as well. So it's a process. It has momentum moving forward and growing as you participate in online marketing. Reviews. So every business knows if someone's unhappy, they're going to be really quick to jump online and post a review, a negative review. It's a little harder to get people to slow down and post positive 5-star reviews, 4-star reviews, to really just tell the world what their experience was like. So what we do is try to help you with tools that will generate more leads, whether it be a widget, so to speak, that you can email or text out after a client has finished doing business with you, or it's part of your email marketing campaign to where you're asking for a review every month of the people that you're talking to. We're going to help you generate more reviews through different connections and touch points with your customers. And that's where we get to the end of that little roadmap to the measuring piece of it. So KPI is key performance indicators, optimization and reporting. So what we do with each client is we look at what's the key performance indicator for your business. How do you know your marketing's working? Is it your phone's ringing? Is it estimates? What is it that you're measuring that's showing how well your efforts are paying off? So we measure those things monthly. We can show you snapshots at a monthly level, a quarterly level, and an annual level, so you can see how your marketing is trending. What do the busier months look like? What do the not busier months look like? Where could we see improvement? What tools can we use to do better? All of that is done through the measuring process. So an effective marketing strategy must have the right data and analytics in place to make informed decisions and optimize campaigns to their peak performance. And we need to track all visits, phone calls, form submissions, and many other KPIs to make data-driven decisions. So we record every call for every lead that's generated. We have a copy of every web form that's filled out with the questions that people ask for. We also offer chat boxes so you can communicate with people in the moment. We can't measure the chat box, but we can measure all those other things so that we can see what kind of engagement, how many visits, what were the conversations like, and it helps you figure out where you are and what you need to do to get to where you want to go. And that finishes our map. So I hope that this kind of gives you a picture of what digital marketing is all about, how contractor marketing agency can get you from where you are, where you need to be, and all the parts and pieces and stops along the way. I know a lot of times people will have a vague vision of what digital marketing looks like, but I'm hoping that with this conversation we just had, this kind of opened the door or shed some light on all the parts and pieces that go into it. And here again, this was an overview. We could schedule a call and take all of this information and apply it directly to your business so that we know how to use these tools to best grow your business. So imagine what life would be like if you got to pick and choose from the best projects in your area that you want to focus on. You don't have to even think about marketing and advertising, so you can focus on the work you enjoy. Man, what a perfect world this would be. Imagine if you're known as the leading home service contractor in your local area. What a difference would that make to your business and your family? That's really where our why comes in, is that we really want to help you as a business owner achieve that last piece. What a difference would it make for your business and your family if you did not have to do all your marketing, that the leads flows were coming in, that you were doing what you love, then you can create a business and a legacy that will last. That is really what we want to see happen with all of our clients. So your choices are, you can hire people to do all these different services, a strategist, a designer, a specialist in SEO, a specialist in Google Ads, a specialist in social media. You need a writer to write your content and your blogs, and you need a marketer for your social media. So, and don't forget all the tech, Google Analytics, call tracking, Facebook pixels, Google Ads conversion codes, all of these things. Oh my goodness, it's overwhelming when you think about doing it yourself. Or you can schedule an appointment with me, hire a marketing agency to design and implement your marketing plan. You focus on the sales and running your business and provide feedback to us as needed. That's probably the least headache, stressful option available. So I hope that you have enjoyed all of the conversation we've had today. I hope that me going into a few of these things a little deeper than maybe someone has in the past gives you a little greater understanding. And I would absolutely love to have a conversation to talk about these things, how they specifically apply to your business and how you can grow in 23, how you can use these tools to reach your goals that you've set forth. So please take note of my phone number and my email address and give me a call. We'll schedule a Zoom call just like this one, but we will talk specifically about your business and where we can help you take it in 23. Thank you so much. I'm excited to have those conversations, and I hope you have an amazing afternoon.